Good afternoon there. Let me introduce myself. This is Rishikesh. I'm the co-founder of Rapido, like you see there. How many of you guys have tried Rapido? Give me a shout. Oh, pretty popular, isn't it? But yeah, I'm here today to share two struggling stories of myself. While one is personal, the other is professional. Let's get started with the personal one. For that, I would have to introduce again. This is Rishi, and I'm a stammerer. If at all you find any pauses like this, you know why. I come from a very small town called Srinivasapur in Karnataka. Hardly 25,000 of Indians live there. Right. At the age of 12 is when I realized that I had this thing called stammering. I wasn't like everyone though, at least the way that I speak, right? The words didn't come so easily. It took some time, just like how it buffers on YouTube. But it wasn't funny for my friends though. They started bullying me, giving me names and all of it. So all of that bullying turned into helplessness. That helplessness wanted me to shout out to the world saying, hey, I can do it. But sadly, the world is still for people who are well-spoken even today. At least that's what I felt like, right? So when I went back, when I went back home and shared it with my friends and family, what I was going through, all of them started throwing suggestions. How do we solve it, right? Just like the engineers we do, if you have a problem, try go solving it. So they came up with random suggestions. One said, hey, why don't you actually go take professional help to a speech therapist? While the other said, hey, why don't you go to your Baba? So, in fact, there were more suggestions where somebody asked me to take this magic pill and it'll vanish. And the other said, hey, why don't you eat a pigeon meat? Right? All of the bizarre things came around, but nothing helped in making it better. I tried to see things differently, but which slowly molded me towards taking up things which aren't outspoken, or rather there wasn't speaking as part of it, right? So my goals changed, my aspirations changed. I was a different person altogether. And when I moved to a city for my college, the UG, the cultural shock hit me harder. For already who had been labeled as an introvert, loner, the villager added to it. It got more tough to communicate with others and actually progress. Right? So that's when I realized that maybe I should be confined to my library. That became my best friend, in fact, because in my library there was a board called No Speaking. But irony is that I found a book there which said, life is what we make it. The title of the book remained with me. I chose to take up things more consciously now, started going towards cultural activities, attending workshops, conduct few of them, and do all sorts of possible things. And one that I was doing was to actually make my skills more polished so that I don't be useless. As I polished my skills, that turned into college projects. The college projects turned into companies. Those were the one that I started melding with, and probably I realized that I didn't have a team to do it. But I was firm that maybe I should go start something on my own after I pass out of the college. That's where my second story begins. And I'll introduce again, this is Rishikesh and I'm an entrepreneur. Every entrepreneur's journey starts with an idea, but I didn't have one. I just wanted to do something. So I started looking into problem statements. I went on field to every industry and saw if there are any problems that I could solve. I realized that the more and more I searched, it was a rabbit hole. In fact, 3 months went into it, and finally we got the problem statement that was worth exciting enough for me to solve. In the same 3 months, I also found my co-founders. They happened to be my roommates. Now that there are more people with me, I started back and launched the first company, probably officially, right? It was into logistics. We started helping small business owners to make their trucks more efficient by sharing those trucks. A year went in, and we realized that probably whatever we are currently doing isn't giving the enough satisfaction or what brought us into it. We decided, okay, let's stop working on it. By the time we had raised some funding, we had some money in the bank, we had some people working, and the company was running well, profitable. But that's when we realized what made us come together is impact, and that's not being multiplied or large enough in the space that we are running. We went back to the team and said, hey, probably we'll shut down this company. We'll either find out something newer to go big or go back home. There were 20 of us, and all of them chose to stay with us. And now the one person, I was one person before, that became 3, and now it is 20. We rebooted the company. But then we had very small amount left in the bank, so we had to do it faster. We had strict 15 days deadline for us to rethink or come up with a new problem statement and a solution for it. And that happened to be Rapido. On the 15th day evening, we got our first trade. We chose Rapido to be the idea for us just because the idea was simple, but nobody has done it before yet. We had to create a new market which didn't exist. There were autos before, there was an aggregator for it, but there weren't bike taxis before. That's where we started working towards building the largest bike taxi of India today, with a one small insight that India has the largest amount of bikes in the country, and Bangalore has the highest. And what else do we need? And we thought maybe we'll get the first mover advantage, right? But then the party was over too short. Just in 2 days, we saw our competitors launching another icon in the app, and now they had billions of dollars, greater teams, and larger connects to make it better. But now I had 2 problems. One at the profession, one at personal as well. Remember, I still had the stammering. While we built a great team, great product to counter, we're still going through a lot in terms of making it better, but just not for me this time, but for my company. That was hard time. One fine day, I went out of office, started walking aimlessly towards a one way, so that I mean, to stop beating up myself for the opportunities lost, and come to the consensus of what's happening of my condition. Only when I realized I walked 10 kilometers. The next day, I realized I need some medical help. I went to a therapist. Maybe I had a couple of sessions, only to realize that the change has to come from within, and the conscious effort has to be put for it. Sooner, I was doing a karaoke at a bar, without thinking what the result could be. The next day, I'd started taking customer support calls, so that I'm able to finish my sentence in a fluent way. One after the other, I started speaking to strangers in restaurants, in bus, in all ways possible, so that I could get this better. That's when I actually saw the progress. Probably this time it became better just because it was not for myself that what I was doing, but I had my company too. The purpose matters after all. Just like my personal life, I saw what is the purpose that we are trying to solve here. Double down on it. We want to create a larger impact, and that's what would give us more happiness. The larger impact meant we doing more for our customers, for our captors. Once we started working towards our customers, we realized that there were more problems that we could ever find for. Hence, we spent a lot of time, probably first couple of years, just head down execution. Find a new problem every day, solve towards it. Probably nothing else that we did, and even we didn't grow to the extent that we wanted to. For the first 4 years, we probably only did maybe 10,000 orders a day. But the irony is, in India actually, the minimum wage is somewhere around 10 to 15,000. There are crores of people who earn only that, and there are people like the peons, the watchmen, the sales representatives, a lot of teachers, and that kept us in surprise. We doubled down on the impact part to create a better platform for our captains, and hence started making it more remote. Probably today you'll be able to onboard to a Rapido just by having your phone. That's when we realized the potential, and they weren't just the drivers, and hence we call them captains. One fine day, one of the captains showed up in the office and started, I think that was the previous day of the festival. He came with a sweet box and he started sharing the sweets to all of us. And we were surprised to see a captain doing so, and we asked him why. He was like, hey, I was able to get my daughter a new dress only because of what your platform did. That is exactly the moment where we felt what we are doing is more meaningful. I think there are so many more stories today that is of equal or greater impact. And then, things turned for good. We were able to raise some money. Things were going fine. We got some momentum going. We're growing month on month. And then the COVID happened. Frankly, the company devastatingly fell down to zero, or the graph went the ground all the way to zero. But this time, it wasn't only the employees of the company or the people of the company who were affected by it, but there were lakhs of captains who were affected because of it. We went our way out to help them. Maybe we with whatever money we had, we gave them loans for the loyal ones and all of it. But only to realize that we had to do much better the next time. In fact, you could see COVID as both boon and bane. We rather saw it as boon and rebuild the company. This time, just not for bike taxi, but for more. We launched auto, and we expanded our business just from maybe a couple of cities to maybe 87 of them, from Darjeeling to Salem to Ladakh to anywhere. With all of that, we were able to impact probably more than 15,000 crores is what the drivers have earned on the platform till now. So we made all of it to to build the business back, and we kept it. While I say all of this story, maybe not to impress somebody here, but just to say, if a person from a village coming as a stammerer is able to do something, you should be able to. I mean, if at all I was able to brave it, to make it, you will be able to do so. But at Rapido, we want to create a larger impact for the society. And that happens only when we are able to reach the nook and corner of the country. Today, probably, we have served 7 crore people, but that's just less than 5% of the country, and we are only getting started. But this time, we are more sure we'll be able to do it because we are braving it. I'll seize my case here. With brave it, you'll be able to do it. Thank you.